What's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Starchildjr Stuffs and Thangs podcast. And I finally got up in the building. My boss, godfather, mentor. I could run down the whole line of all the things that this man has been teaching.
Babysitter.
Babysitter, all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I got Dr. Funkenstein himself, Mr. George Clinton, on the show today. Thank
What's
you for
happening?
thank you for blessing me with your presence, man.
No thing. Well, no thing, bro. What's happening, Diaper Junior?
Oh man, you know what it is.
I
Why?
see you be kill. I see you be killing them on this. I've been checking you out. I saw you in Scarface. You
Yeah, man.
know,
I,
yeah,
I,
Chili. Yeah, y'all been killing them.
Well, I had to keep something go. I had to get something going on because I was missing the stage and all of that, man.
Oh
I'm
no
like,
shit,
damn,
man.
I got to find a way to entertain the people and
You-
keep myself sane. So,
Oh no, you're doing good. You're doing good, man. That's been really. I didn't know you had it in you, man. You're hosting your ass off.
I
You know,
appreciate it.
I know it's been really nice. I was checking you out.
That
Yep, yep.
I appreciate it. I've had people tell me a lot throughout my life, like you got a good radio voice. So I was always kind of interested in doing something like this. But since we had the quarantine, and gave me all types of time to put it together, so it was like
No,
whatever.
you know what? I checked it out when we just before we shut down. When
Uh huh.
we remember we was getting together the 3GP thing,
Yeah.
and you had to narrow.
Oh, I lost you. I lost you for a second. What'd you
I
say?
mean,
One more
I'd
time.
say that 3GP when we was rehearsing that 3GP thing.
Yeah.
I caught your voice. I was sitting in the audience, when y'all was rehearsing it, and I was noticing how you was narrating shit. I said, "Damn, I thought this mother was quiet and shit." No,
Yeah.
articulate too. No shit.
That's my time to release. You know what I'm saying? That's my time to kind of let go and do
I'm
my
checking
thing.
you out. I mean, that shows you can always learn something new because I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought I
man.
knew everything about y'all.
Yeah,
No,
well,
but you're doing good, man. It's been nice.
well, now's the time to let all my tools out. You know what I mean? So this is the time. So
Yeah, well, I got you. I hear that.
I appreciate you checking me out, man. So what have you been doing with yourself, man, throughout this quarantine?
Well, like mainly I've been, doing my pandemic painting. I've been doing a lot
Pandemic
of art.
painting.
Yeah, I've been doing. I got a lot of art that I'm gonna be showing pretty soon. I'll let you know. But on the music side, I did a thing with PE, Chuck D, and Cypress Hill. It
Oh
should be
yeah.
out in a couple of days. Yeah, man. What you gonna do when the grid go down?
Oh shit.
Oh
Oh
no,
shit.
that's you got to pay attention. That's the next. That's the
Yeah.
next pandemic.
That's
That's the
where we
next
at right
pandemic.
now.
Oh yeah, no. That between that and the aliens landing,
You know what?
those
I wouldn't be surprised by nothing this year.
ain't none of that can surprise me now.
Yeah,
I'm
nothing.
waiting on it any day now.
Yeah, nothing
But
surprises me. We had the murder, what do they call them? The murder wasp and shit.
the
Motherfuckers.
murder wasp, everything. I mean,
I,
internet
I seen.
had a hurricane the other day with fire in it,
Yeah,
a fire tornado.
I posted about that. I was like, man, the shit me if I ain't never heard of no shit like this before. But I'm not surprised by nothing this year. So
Nah,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
not really. Matter of fact, it's late.
Yeah, yeah, you right, because this is stuff that you've been talking about since back in the '70s. So you've been trying to warn us.
Man, they promised us the 21st century is going to be, on out there. And I believe me, we out there, trust me,
Yeah,
they out there. A lot of people have left this planet that we don't even know about that's working out there. They ain't even, letting you up in on it.
yeah.
No, they in and out.
So you down with the Space Force then?
Well, I don't know what they doing, but I know they doing something.
Yeah. No, I
You know,
believe it too. I believe it too.
no, I don't know what they're doing, and I don't think the one that's talking about it know too much, but somebody's doing something there because it was already in effect.
Yeah.
It's been in effect, since we were flying the mothership. It's
Yeah.
been in effect now. But now I think it's getting ready to be some new stories told.
I dig
That's
it.
getting ready. You know, that's where we at now. I mean, but in the meantime, I'm like I said, I did one with Chuck D when the grid go. What you gonna do when the grid go down?
Uh-huh.
And Ray Chew and Vernon Reed. I did one with them called Pandemic Funk. The New
Okay.
York crew. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Shout out to
we've
Vernon
been doing
Reed.
this. Yeah, doing this virtual recording. And Trezay, he came by and set up the studio for me at the house.
Uh-huh.
You know, and we email in parts. You know, the same way we used to do, like we did Summer Swim with Junie.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
I did
Okay.
that. I did that over the cell phone. There wasn't no internet then. I just sung my part over the cell phone on that
But
with
that
Junie.
that's funny. But you know what? You've always thought outside the box like that, though. You've always done stuff like that.
Well, you know, we live outside the box. That's
You
we
know,
couldn't afford a box.
I fuck people up when I tell them. They always talking about, man, those drums on Atomic Dog. I'm like, man, somebody played the drums and they took the reel and turned it upside down. Those are drums playing backwards. It fucks
Yeah,
everybody's
and
head
then
up.
you know, right? You know, the backwards drums.
You got a bad connection. There you go. You back. You back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you back.
Dennis played one set and Bone played another set.
Okay.
So I had to use the foot from Bone and the hands from Dennis for a minute on that
Okay.
song. There's a lot going on your daddy and them had backwards stuff going on. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You know, I was tweaking and before they had a chance to turn it back around. And they was laughing at me.
Yeah. I
You know,
remember.
but you know,
I
I
remember.
made some out of it. You know, why must I feel like that? No, I ain't going out like that. I
Yeah.
saw the looks on their face, and when they realized they had figured it out,
Uh-huh.
they said, well, "Damn, this motherfucker done figured it out."
Mm.
And
I
we
remember.
left it like that.
I remember Dad telling me that story, man, a little bit before y'all went out on tour when he couldn't go. He was sick and he couldn't go on that last one. I remember him sitting there telling me that story. I laughed my ass off. That's classic,
Oh
man.
man, a matter of fact, I was telling my wife Carla that
Uh
whole album was a trip. The
yeah,
computer games,
yeah,
oh you know that whole album, me and Junie. You know, we never been in the studio at the same time, but we were mailing stuff back and forth to each other.
okay,
You know, you go in and do your part, I'll go and do my part, you know, and we got the album in on time and Tommy Dog, Dog and Man Best Friend and
uh-huh,
Loopzilla.
uh-huh,
See, we knew we had it. We knew we had a record. The rest of them, we just got artsy fartsy with it, you know, shit that we
uh-huh,
wanted to do,
uh-huh.
you
I
know,
dig
but
it. I dig it. So look, so y'all were doing that one, right? So first and foremost, for y'all, if y'all couldn't hear it, he said that not only is Dennis playing a drum track on Atomic Dog, but you also have Mudbone playing a track on there too. So there you go. That
yeah,
little
yeah. It, yeah. Like I said, it's mostly Mudbone that you can hear because we switch foots, you know, on in certain spots. And
okay,
and you know, Bone had done all that bootsy stuff. So
okay.
he's really familiar with the studio thing. Dennis was that jazz drummer, he was slick as hell. So we had to sneak him in and out of it.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, but we was used to working like that. We was used to doing it. They do it today, you know. They do it because they play over top of tracks nowadays.
right.
We do it a lot, you know. What we've been doing lately with Shake the Gate
Yeah,
medley.
yeah,
They do that. We do that long time ago, but now everybody's doing it.
yeah.
They have a band playing over top of their tracks.
Like shake the gate though. Shake the gate. You did a lot of you got a lot of these some newer some younger production on this one. You got some younger guys producing on this one so that you got a younger sound on it. So you got a lot of
Oh,
like auto tune going on, and you know what I'm saying, talk about that project. Was that, I know that was fun because you like working with the youngsters. So
always, you know, like in what was that, 91, 92, I went to Atlanta. And
okay,
I was working with Dallas Austin, Goody Mob, Outkast, Dungeon Family. They was called Organized Noise and all that. I got
right,
a chance to hear Ludacris, and all of them when they was first getting started with that whole Atlanta thing.
Uh-huh.
I was there while they was doing that, you know, when so it I was waiting on it to happen. So once, you know, we got down, I moved down to Tallahassee. What's his
Okay.
name? T-Pain. T-Pain, he took off with that sound.
Uh-huh.
And the rest of his crew, 13 and all of them, that was that crew here in Tallahassee. So
Okay.
I've been waiting on my chance to get into that, you know. So when we did Shake the Gate, Trizay, yourself, Bouvier, I had a whole crew of new kids. Because like you said, I like working with kids the same way I did with your dad and them when they first came out. I
Exactly.
like that energy you get from a bunch of, you know, kids that's just getting started. And you know for yourself, by the time they shut us down, we was getting ready to put foot up somebody's ass.
Yeah, I know. That's all right though. They just make us go back and stew on it. So when we come back, we
Oh
ready
no,
to
we got
bust
it all
their ass.
set up, ready to come out. Soon as that they open the door, we coming out. Crack. I mean, y'all gonna be the one doing it. I'm still gonna be the stuff that send you off, but y'all got it now.
Yeah,
I'll
they
be there to introduce you, but y'all
exactly.
got it. Y'all had it before we shut down. You know, y'all was ready.
We just simmering a little longer now. We got to simmer a little longer. That's all right. That's all
Oh,
right.
that's right.
Simmer.
And some of the stuff I'm hearing from all of y'all, you know, I've been checking you all out when you drop your pieces.
Yeah, that's
No,
what's
we
up, man.
ready. And
Yeah.
trust me, I got the political party on our side as soon as we come out of here too.
Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Well, you know, I've always thought about politics, man, but I don't think I'm a good bullshitter, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize that a good politician, he has to be able to bullshit at some point. You know what I'm saying? You got to insert a little bit of bullshit about it. Like
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
can't state the obvious as a politician is what I realize. You know what I'm saying? And I would have a
And
hard
truth,
time with that.
you have a hard time, you know, because you have to dance with telling the truth, and that ain't something you want to do,
Yeah,
you know. But
exactly.
politicians have to do it because a lot of people can't handle. A lot of people can't handle the truth and all that, so they got to figure all that psychological type shit. But we make fun. They do the
Yeah,
same thing. You can dance your way out of your constriction. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
exactly.
You got you don't need the bullet when you got the ballot though. We
The
got to know to go. We got to know that we got to vote.
That's
That
right.
if you don't vote, you still voting for something.
That's right. I tell them that every week. Tell them make sure y'all get out there and vote, man. You know what I'm saying? If we this time this particular election, there's so much at stake. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
there's more at stake than there's ever been in any other time in any other election. So if this time if you have never done it before, this time it
You
is
need
crucial that you get out
right.
there and
There
vote.
ain't no choice. I mean, you can't even get all philosophical and silly because there's no comparison
Yep.
to this dude, and you know, and our girl Kamala Biden.
Yep. Yep. Like I said,
Ain't no comparison. You got to go vote.
I posted about it the other day, man. I said, look, man, it don't matter how you really feel about these cats, man, because
Not now.
all you gotta do is run down the line and ask yourself a few questions. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that this dude is gonna ignore a pandemic? Do you think this dude is gonna sabotage the vote and shut down the post office? Do you think this dude is gonna do half the things that
No,
this shitbag that
no.
is in office right now is going to do? You know what I'm saying? Do you think he's going to be half as
There's no
hateful?
comparison.
Yeah, it's like there's no comparison. Like this is what I keep telling people. It's like if y'all still want to argue politics, let's do it after this election. Put all of
Hmm.
that shit aside this
This
time.
time for real.
Go
You real
vote.
for
Yeah,
real.
go vote for the lesser of the two evils, and then we can go back and argue politics as usual, like we
Later,
used to then.
later. Yeah, this ain't that time.
This is
Not
not
this
that
time.
time. Oh no, I tell
And you
them
have to
every
not,
time.
you have to not listen to all the things you see posted. Because believe me, those bots are
Oh yeah,
busy. There's a lot of bots that so you ain't got as many people, you know, in that crew of people as we think. A lot of that is robotic, you know,
yeah,
digital.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
So.
So, you know, that's one thing that makes it really difficult to make decisions like that these days, though. Because I think back to when I was a kid and you only had like three major, the three major channels. You had ABC, NBC, and CBS. Those were the three major broadcasts where you got news from. There was not
Mm-hmm.
all these secondary news sources and all these little extra little news sources. So your news had to come from these three entities. There was not all this competition for ratings, and it was more about getting the truth out there. You know what I mean?
Well,
Nowadays,
up,
there's so much side information and extra information out there to muddy the water, man. It's even hard to know where to even go to get your the proper information from these days, man. You know?
and you know that's what progress do to you.
Yeah.
Progress gives you more information, and you have to be able to process more information and learn how to do it the new way.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna slow. It ain't gonna slow down and wait on you.
and
And
that's
if
what they
you,
bank on. They bank on it
yeah,
being so much, that like that's what they do. They want to muddy the waters to the point where you get so discouraged with it that you just say, hell with it. I don't care.
mhm.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
like with the internet, like things like TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
When you get, that's when the kids get hold to it. They bring a whole nother set of information in.
Yep.
So no matter how they try to do it wrong, believe me, somebody's gonna straighten it out. The pendulum always swing back and forth.
Yeah.
So we have to learn to deal with all of the influx of information and process it. That's the hassle of surviving.
Yep.
you know.
But see, the good thing about it is though, all of this extra information and all this information age that we're in, this is the next generation. This is their,
Yeah, this
this
is
is
theirs.
yeah, this is their thing. You know what I mean? And like that's how Ao's what's her name? Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. That's how she
Yeah,
gets that's how she gets under those older congressmen and politicians' skin. It's because she knows, that internet and that social media, that's right. She's
that's what
29, 30
she's
years
coming.
old. That's right
Yeah,
up her
she's coming
alley.
from
So she's gonna beat you up with that all day long. And they don't
information,
know
new
how to
information.
they don't
Yeah,
know how
she
to
ain't.
do, they don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah,
They're
no,
not gonna be
she
able
ain't
to
going for no
stop that.
bullshit either.
That's right.
She,
And she know how to gather, she know how to gather her constituency online
yeah,
at the drop of a tweet. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like Donald Trump, he thinks that he's got that Twitter thing down and he thinks he's using
No,
it.
no, no, no.
No, he getting
No,
ready.
these kids, and when you start messing with those TikTok
Yeah,
people,
they
you
showing
you
him.
see, they run this.
Yeah,
They run this.
they showing him, and he don't
We
like
can
that shit. He like, I'm gonna shut this
no.
shit down. Y'all gonna stop making fun of
We
me
got to
on
learn a new
TikTok.
dance. We got to dance
Exactly.
our way out of our constriction. We got to learn a new dance, and the new dance is called "Do the Vote."
Do the vote. I love it. I love it. Do the vote.
Pull the lever.
Do the
Whatever.
vote.
Do the vote.
All right. So okay. So let me jump back to something that you said earlier. Now, you were talking about working with the youth. That's what you like. As far as when you're doing your thing musically, you like to tune into what's going on at the current
Yeah.
time. So you tune into the youth.
Especially the ones that's getting on my nerve.
Yeah.
When they get on your nerve, that usually means it's working.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't we know?
Okay, and if it's working, you really want to turn it off and not listen at it. But that's
Yeah.
what I figured you owe it to yourself. If you're trying to be about something, at least listen at it, because I remember what our music did to people.
Right.
We prided ourselves on chasing people out of the club. We prided ourselves on the ones that didn't really want to be there, not being there.
Yeah.
So the ones that stayed really wanted to be there. So I
Yeah.
mean, the kids feel pretty much the same way. They don't want your old ass in there if you ain't in there. So
Exactly.
they do their best to get on your nerve and do their thing. So
Uh-huh.
they ain't got to deal with you. But hey, I like booty shaking. I'm gonna figure out what it is you're doing if it's working, and I'm gonna be involved. We always do that.
I can't
And the
argue
best
with
way
that.
is to let our kids point the way to it.
I know
Like I
that's
say, the
right.
teeny boppers, the one that get on your nerve.
They're the ones who know.
For real.
Yeah. So look, I'm always telling folks, because they're always fascinated by like how many different people have been in this band or
Oh
like
my God.
or like the different eras of this band, you know what I mean? They're always fascinated by that. And that's what I always end up pointing to. I say, you know, if you check out what George is doing now and you reverse yourself back to 1970 or whatever the case, you know, I tell folks, I'm like, my dad was 16 years old when he started kicking it and hanging around the band. You see what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
was like, if you notice, you know, that has always been the pattern with this band. You know, G has always been tuning
Hmm.
into the next thing. And the way he does that, he gets with the youngsters, man. He gets with the youngsters and he sees what the youngsters were doing. So in 1971, 72, you know, when my dad and them were the youngsters, you know, it was their turn. That's how they made their way in the band, being in the right
Hmm.
place at the right time. And then the next, conglomerate of, you know, the Baltimore musicians, you need a new sound. You get to with the next, the next set of youngsters,
Yes.
see what they're doing. Get with the jazzy cats in Baltimore, the youngsters, and see what they're doing. You know, it's always
Right.
been that pattern with you, is that you have always essentially just been tuning into the next set of youngsters to see what they've been doing, you know, and
Yeah. That and then combine them with another set of youngsters. Like when your dad came, you know, we had Bootsy and them was just coming around.
right,
Eddie and Billy and Tal and all them, Bernie and them had been there a minute.
right,
Now we had your dad, him and Boogie, along with Bootsy and Catfish, you know, and then he bring Fred Wesley and Maceo them straight out of James Brown. So it was always about mixing all those different styles together. Remember, we came right out of Motown, right out of when that era was
right
hot.
on,
So we
right,
used to a lot of people doing all kind of music in the same review. You know,
right.
in the Motown review, you had 20 different artists with hit records
Okay.
on the same thing. So we didn't have that many groups, but we had enough musicians. We had 5 or 6 acts within the same set of musicians.
Right.
You know, and then most of them always have a set of kids coming up. Remember after we got Mother Atomic Dog and all that, we had Tracy and them coming up.
Right.
That was you. That's when you jumped in. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And
Right.
that way we was able to have a fresh set of inspirational people that's ready to do it. And this time I got grandkids in the band
Yeah, I know,
and their
man.
friends.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I
You
know.
know, man, I'm watch your brother grow up.
You
I
know,
mean, you was in the group 2 or 3 times
y'all know,
while you
right?
still young.
I know.
You
Feeling,
left for a minute and came back.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was hard headed. You know what? This is the thing. You know, this is where I guess, being raised in the middle of something like P Funk, I guess this is where it kind of hinders you as a kid. You know, being engulfed in it so young that by the time I was like a teenager and should have really been probably honing in on it, I had been everywhere and seen so much of shit that it was kind of like, you know what, that I want to try something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I was hard headed as hell. You know, like forever, all through my teens, my father was trying to really hone me in where I really probably should have been, you know, really honing. And you know, I was just like, man, I want to do something else, man. I've seen nothing but guitars and music in my life. I just want to do something else. And you know, I wanted to try so many different things. I just wanted to
yeah,
try something else, man, because
yeah. I
music
like
was
I like
just,
the your little vocal group you had that time.
yeah, you know what though? Even that right there, it's like when I reflect on all that stuff, I'm glad that I did all of that stuff. And
Yeah,
performing
no, you're
arts
right.
and performing arts high school, oh my God, it helped me tremendously. It helped me tremendously. Man, I don't take any of it for granted. I'm so glad that I experienced it all because it all has shaped who I am today. I just wish
Right,
I would have honed into these things a lot earlier. And I just
right.
realized that it was easy for me to take it for granted because it was around me all the goddamn time. It was like, man, by the time I was 14, it was like, I don't want to see that. I want to try something else, Dad. You know, So, but it's all good though, because you come full circle when you're supposed to. All things happen when they're supposed to. And right now, I am having the greatest funking time of my life, funking around.
You got to be, bro. You got to be.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. Yeah. So look, let me ask you this: was my dad at 16? Was he a shy dude? I bet you he was shy and quiet, wasn't he?
Basically, yeah. Basically, pretty much everybody out of Plainfield was pretty shy.
Yeah.
They're like your dad, Eddie, Bernie. Only one was different was Billy.
Oh yeah, Billy
Billy
is.
Billy was 9 years old, and he was a grown man at
Yeah,
9 years old. We had to, treat him like he was grown at 9 years old.
that's
He's
the
always, had that Billy mouth.
that's the short man
And
complex. That's what
fuck
that
you,
is.
fat mo. He tell me in a
Uh-huh.
minute, fuck you fat motherfucker. But that was, that was Billy. But other than him, I mean, Tao, all of them was like that.
Yeah,
Plainfield was a laid back city for the most part.
and it's a
But
tiny city too.
once
So
we got to once we got to doing Chocolate City, Mothership Connection, and your dad then realized where we was getting ready to go,
mm-hmm.
that he was getting ready to be put in the driver's seat on a lot of it.
Uh-huh.
He grew up fast, especially Mothership.
I can see
After
it.
we did, and then when he got his boy Glenn,
Uh-huh.
oh, they was like, it was the Plainfield crew then. That's what they felt like then, because all
Yeah.
of them had went to church together at about 13 or 14.
Yeah.
So they
Um,
like 19 and 20 now.
uh-huh.
You know, they was full of themselves, and but it was that momentum we had.
Yeah.
The inspiration. You got to you when you get in that zone, it be working.
I can
And pretty much
imagine.
everything we did started to work. We had a ton of talented folks. Everywhere we looked, there was super talent. Everybody was waiting to do something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was a star.
I know you felt like king presiding over all that kind of shit. Like, man, look at my crew, man. What the fuck, boy?
You know what? I never let myself get to that point to lately.
Yeah.
Back then it wasn't you didn't have no time. I knew better than that. It's just a matter of time when you get old and the kids want somebody new. So
Yeah.
when we got Bootsy up there, we let Bootsy close the show because we figured it was his turn. But I didn't
Okay.
realize how much you had to know to do that. I put your dad and Bootsy like in charge at one point. But I
Okay.
didn't realize you had to be a bridge to all of those people. You have to make all those people get along with each other. And I was the
Yeah.
bridge to each one of them through each other, to each other.
Yeah.
And I got people to play together that wouldn't have played with each other. And I didn't give that any kind of thought. I just thought that that's the way it's supposed to be, and I'm gonna do my part, and
No,
you do your part, and
that's a
and Bernie
that,
gonna do his part, and
that's a
you know,
special skill you possess right there, brother. Is it
I did
being a
not
good referee?
appreciate that. I did not appreciate that until they really. I'm like, nobody did see that, but no, I appreciate it now. I
Yeah.
see now. Damn, that is a skill that that I had. That because my thing, I'm gonna do it myself if I can't get it done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Believe me, there was always 10 members in the background waiting to play the drums if you don't feel like playing.
Uh-huh.
You don't want to play guitar? There were 7 guitar players in there.
Uh-huh.
They all had something they meant to have with each other had,
Right.
but they can make records.
That is so interesting, man. Like I have the hardest time myself just kind of, trying to rally troops and trying to get folks behind, you know what I mean? Like man, kudos to you for that one, because you've had some of the best musicians in the world come in and out of your band, bro. And
2 and 3 times too.
2 and 3 times, yeah, and you've just had to manage all of that, all that comes with it, all the skill, all the talent, all the whatever else that comes with it. It's no easy thing, man. So yeah, and you obviously did a wonderful job, because P Funk is king, man.
I mean, you
People
see how many
understand.
people still want to be P-Funk now?
Exactly.
And you
Exactly.
can't stop them. That's why I never stop people that we go to town. You know how people get on the stage that used to be in the band and they be
Yeah.
looking for me to throw them off.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know how to throw something. I'm not gonna throw somebody off that want a funk.
No,
That's
I don't even try that
that,
one.
that
I just move over like, here, you can take my mic. Go on.
you ain't gonna be. It's only gonna be tonight. I ain't gonna see you tomorrow.
I
But
know,
that's the way
right?
the band has been for the longest.
Yeah.
You know.
Open door policy, man. Come on in and get you some tonight.
It ain't like you giving up nothing. It's like you getting something. A
Right.
lot of people say I'm giving up my. No, I come to get some funk.
All right. Let me ask you about a specific time now. You got your transition between the mothership connection, the Earth tour and the mothership, and getting ready to go into the flashlight, where you got a lot of transition in your band. And the tour is still going on, looking like, because I've seen actually footage. I think I seen one show, it was specifically 1977, where I think I don't think I even saw the Parliaments. I saw Glenn, but I was watching the show, and I could tell that this was the middle of that transition going on, and you were still on tour. How did you manage that?
When we got ready to go back out on tour in the 77 or beginning of 78, um, Glenn and in the Parliaments. That that they had that album Mutiny.
Mm-hmm.
That was Jerome's them thing, and the rest of the band had went on their own from the Parliament. And we had to come up with, right in the middle of that tour, we got ready to come back out. We had to get, the horn players had with Bootsy. Bootsy finally went on his own for a minute.
Okay.
And so the horn players was with him. We had to get new horn players. And we all had to switch around and switch spots at that time. I think, Skeet and them came around.
Mm-hmm.
Skeet, Boogie started playing guitar. Tyrone started playing the drums. We just had a whole new thing. That was Motor Booty Affair and One Nation. They came
Okay.
out around the same time.
Okay.
Around the same time. That was the band that had to go out for that 78 tour. That's when the whole thing had changed. That's when the flashlight stuff started.
Okay.
That was a whole new crew on the flashlight tour.
Okay. So you
That
ended up
album, Funkadelic, was the album that we changed all the people on.
right on, right on. So you still did shows in 77. The record was coming out, but you were still
Yeah,
doing Earth tour shows in 77.
and that's when we put out the Earth Tour album. When we put the Earth Tour album out, and right after that, it was the Funkadelic album. Working
Okay.
for a minute, but we was actually mixing the live album from the Earth Tour.
Okay.
And when that album came out, that's when Lynn and Dawn came with us.
Okay.
They were all on that album.
Right. Right on.
So
Right
it
on.
was like a lot of the crew, had been on that tour with us prior to that, when Slav was with us.
Okay. Okay.
So when we got ready to go back out, like I said, Lynn and Dawn stopped. And so we had 4 girls then, because Amalia had left for a minute. And then, we had Lynn and Dawn and Jeanette and Debbie.
Okay. And Tyrone had already played on records, and you was already familiar with
Yeah,
Tyrone.
we was already familiar with him.
Okay.
And like I said, Skeet had been playing with the Brides. He played with the Brides.
Okay. Okay. So he
No,
was
it wasn't Skeet. No, not Skeet. I'm sorry, no. Let's see.
Cherokee.
Cherokee played with the Brides, and Blackbird. Yeah.
Okay.
Dennis. Yeah, that's right. Dennis. Wow. Dennis and Blackbird and Cherokee. That was the Brides band. That was a hell of a band too.
See, you've had so many people in this band. You can't
That was
remember
a
who was
scary
when.
band. That was a scary band. I mean, Cherokee, Dennis, and oh my God.
I can
The
imagine
Brian,
that's a thumping band right there, boy. Cherokee and Dennis, that's thump.
and Blackbird was like he is now. Blackbird has been like that ever since he came around. He
He's
was
just
always that,
he's just melodically
just full
just
of it.
pulling, yeah, just melodically just making it all make musical sense with his chording and
Yeah,
all
he
that
can just play
shit he does.
forever and
Yeah, I
never
know.
play the same thing. So
I
the Bryants had that hot band, and in the Parliament they did too. So you're right, we had lots of musicians. That was Felipe shows up, Junie shows up, which was spectacular. I mean, when
yeah.
he shows up, coming out of the Ohio Players,
Uh-huh.
I was listening to that One Nation album. I'm like, damn. We had a
Yeah.
lot of work between One Nation and Motor Booty. We did them both at the same time.
Okay. Okay, that's
So,
good. That's dope.
and if
That's
you really want to hear a slick album, listen to that Bernie's album.
Oh
You
yeah,
got,
I listen to Bernie's album sometimes when I work out in the gym.
yeah, that's a band there. You talking about Dennis, Tyrone, Bernie, Junie, Michael, and Gary.
That is a fucking album right there. I tell you, that's my workout shit right there, boy.
That album right there, like I said, I was feeling my oats then for real.
Yeah.
That
We
album,
got
then
to
Felipe,
work together. That's my workout
yes.
shit right there, boy. I be pumping the weights to that one right there. That's my shit. I love
Yeah,
that
you
one.
really want to hear your dad and Junie together. They did lots of stuff together that was like
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah, I could imagine, man. Like that, they work on that One Nation, man. Like just adding Junie to the crew.
That was
Um,
brand new. That was fresh.
yeah, that and him working with Skeet and all of them. You know what I mean? And oh
And
my
you know who else? Frantangelo. A
man,
lot of people don't.
him and
When
Tyrone,
he,
they had conversations
yes,
together. They had conversations.
yes, yes,
They had fucking
yes.
conversations
They did
together.
that live.
Yeah, I saw that shit.
Yeah, they did it live. And
You seen that that Passaic,
wait,
New Jersey show that's on YouTube?
yes, I have.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
I have.
Ooh, ooh.
Yes, I have. You see
Great.
Sean on there about 2 years old.
Yeah, I see Sean, I see Boogie's kids and all of them come out there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I say I missed that one. Damn. I couldn't walk yet. That's all. They were out walking me though.
That's it. Yeah, that you was a baby there.
I was a bambino on that one. That's a wonderful show though. I watched
Ain't that
that
a
one.
good show?
Yeah, I watched that one for inspiration. And matter of fact, when I did my own show here, because I put it together kind of fast, I wasn't really able to put any of my own songs into the set. So what I did was I actually I themed my set on that particular show, and I made my musicians watch that show. And we tried to even do some of those same like we did One Nation, and we tried to do some of the same
Oh,
the hits and all of that kind of shit.
you like them breaks? Y'all
Yeah,
got to do those breaks.
yeah, I was trying to get them the breaks and all that shit. They handled it as good as they could, man, for a short notice. We had like 3 rehearsals to do it because they're some
Oh,
pretty dope musicians. So they got it as good as they could for 3 rehearsals, and it was actually pretty good considering, man. And
yeah,
but
that
they
was.
ate that show up, man. They ate that
Say
show up.
you will.
Yeah.
Do you promise to? Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah. We tried to do all of that shit. It was interesting, but it came off. It wasn't nothing like that show though. It was nothing like that
That
show.
was so Bernie, Junie, Skeet.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean that they were fantastic.
So that's about the pinnacle point right there, man. You talking about 78 going into 79?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
All the
man.
way through that, yes.
Yeah,
And we
see,
did it again in '82 when all of them did that Beverly
oh, the
Theater.
Beverly Theater. Yeah, so that's the show that most musicians that play P
Yeah,
Funk music. That's the show that they base all of their. That's the one that they reference all the time. I had Dennis on the show and I asked him about
yeah,
that
because
because I wanted to. You know what? I'm gonna ask you about that while I got you on it. Because I was always wondering how in the hell did Dennis and them get away with playing that show so fast? Because you
that's
know.
what because they could. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even dance to it. I just let them have it. I was just laughing because they basically, you had the Baltimore crew, and then you had Blackbird, you know, who wasn't one of them. They were
Uh-huh.
determined to try to chase him off the stage, and you'll be chasing for 10 years trying to chase Bird off the stage.
Uh-huh. He game
Bird can
for
play
it.
as long as you. Bird can play as long as you push him, and he won't play the same thing either.
Uh-huh. He was
So, and not
game.
only was it fast, it was artsy fartsy and fast.
Yes, it was.
I
Yes,
mean, that's
it
why you say
was.
musicians like it. I gave up trying to dance on that one. I said, I'm gonna let y'all have it. And it was, I was without trendy chemical substance on that tour because I had made up my mind I wasn't gonna get wrecked. So I had to do that on the dry.
Uh-huh.
And they was flying. So
So
I would just basically,
you were outnumbered.
let them have it. I was definitely outnumbered, and I could not dance that good, not that fast.
I've
And
always
and when you get, go ahead, you
no,
get
you go ahead.
Dennis and Skeet playing. They supposed to hold the bottom. Ain't neither one of them gonna be on the bottom.
Right,
They
right,
both gonna
right,
be take flight. They're
right.
gonna take flight, and everybody's on their own. And they were good enough musicians to actually do that.
Yeah.
That was like Weather Report
That's what I
doing.
was gonna say. It
I'll
sounds like
meet you.
some it sounds like some very fast, funky kind of jazzy kind of, progressive, just everybody
Yeah,
just
it
kind of
was like Weather Report, just playing funk. I start the song off radio, and then I'll meet you back in 15 minutes. And
exactly.
everybody go in different directions and
Exactly.
keep perfect time.
Exactly. Yeah, I always wondered that one, man, because I'll be listening to that thing and I'm like, man, we be on stage. George be pulling that thing back. He don't play this fast. How did they get away with that shit?
Yeah, only because they could do it, and they still was comfortable. So it wasn't no thing, nobody getting lost, because
Yeah.
they all could do that, and they always. So, but I would be laughing at them trying to catch Blackbird. That was my favorite inside joke, because the more they do it, the better all of them was gonna be. It's
Yeah.
because they all had good chops,
Yeah.
but he was not to be caught.
So, how did you feel when the '80s came along and all of a sudden you had all these youngsters chasing you to do work for them? Like the Chili Peppers and all that stuff that you started doing. Commercials and movies.
Well, that was part of, but doing it with Chili Pepper was easy. That was, when anybody, is interested in funk, I'm down with them, you
Uh-huh.
know. But the rest of it was just some way to eat, do productions and things. I had enough stuff I needed to do on my own. But with the Chili Peppers, that wasn't a hard decision because we already knew about them in Fishbone from Tracy. Tracy was hung with them as kids out in LA. He always told me about them. And
Okay.
so when I met them, that was easy to jump into. And the other thing, I had a bunch of members of the band. I was ready to do album on Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I had enough people, but the hip hop was coming in, so you had to now pay attention to that. And which, to me, funk is the DNA for hip hop. So that wasn't hard to work with. I saw them coming. I was definitely ready to help them. That's why we did that album, sample some of this and some of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I tried to make it easy for them to sample songs and not go through that legal shit that they was going through, and it
Which
wouldn't kill the concept of sampling.
which
If
also
go ahead.
which also kind of shows how you stay ahead of the curve, because in those days when they started sampling you guys music, a lot of those other artists were pissed.
Oh yeah, a lot of people was pissed, but I looked at it like you saw your records on TV on those KTEL packages where they were selling your songs with a bunch of other songs,
Uh-huh.
and you didn't get paid nothing for that. So
Okay.
it wasn't no bad, no worse than that, and at least it was a chance for you to to be reinvent yourself. If you had enough thing to go get with them, I
Right
say I'll
on.
help you do it. I'm not gonna count myself out and then come back later. No, I'm gonna help you sample it. As a matter
Mm-hmm.
of fact, I ended up sampling myself later on once I realized what they were doing. That's the new sound. That's what time it is.
Okay. Okay. So that was long from the days of like when you guys were doing it early. everybody had to kind of come in the studio and kind of jam all at the same time and kind of had to essentially play the song.
Yeah.
You as a matter of fact, early on, I'm multi-tracking was a thing then. Were y'all really like? Were you multi-tracking all the songs? Like now, I'm going back to like the Osmium and the early Funkadelic stuff. That stuff there. I'm
No,
trying to draw a
you had to do
contrast
that.
to the way that you were recording.
You had to do that in one take. I mean, not
Okay.
the first take, but you had to take it all without going back over, and you could go back and overdub, but you couldn't go back and lengthen the song, or
Okay.
stuff like that. You had to record all of that straight through, and that was pretty easy. We had a man in the box, which
Right.
was almost like a drum machine,
Right.
and we played everything against that. No matter what the beats was, we played rock, bossa nova. No matter what the song, from like Alice in My Fantasies to Knee Deep, they
Okay.
always played with that same beat,
Okay.
all the
Okay.
breaks and everything, but the whole band did it basically together except the drummer. We
Okay.
always overdubbed the drummer in, but like you said, Osmium back in those days, you had to do all of it at the same time.
Okay.
You had to do the drums and all of the track at the same time.
Okay.
And when I first started, you had to do the singing at the same time.
That's what I was gonna ask next. The singing too?
No, I did when we first started. That was it. You had to do all in one take.
Okay. Yeah.
That was a 2-track. That was like a 2-track.
Okay.
1 track. They didn't get that multi-track to 60 something.
Okay.
And then there was only 2 tracks. Then 3 tracks. By the end of the 60s, they had 4 tracks.
Okay.
And as soon as the 70s come there, there's 16 and 8, 16 and 24. And we had 48 and 60 some tracks by the time we got to Funkadelic.
Right. Right.
We had reels and reels of one song.
And that's what I started learning is stacks on tops of stacks and all that kind of shit. And 48 tracks. Like that's what I remember Dad used to say, the 48 tracks. We gonna do it when the 48
well,
tracks. I'm getting a 24 track, used to be his thing.
More bounce to the ounce. You know that? We actually cut that with a razor blade. That little bass line.
Oh yeah, you had to actually edit the reel.
We edited the intro off of Funky Bounce on Roger's album. That first 3-4 notes he hit. We took that part, taped it, copied, tape it to that one, copy it again, tape it to that one, copy it until we got about 15, 20 seconds.
Okay.
Then you loop it around a pencil around the head of the 2-track, and just let it run for 10 minutes. Let it run for 10 minutes, and then call Roger back. Now play that guitar, Wes Montgomery stuff that you play.
Yeah, chink, chink.
He said, "What the hell is this? What are y'all doing?" He had no idea, but that groove was so infectious. That the more bounce what you talking? Just do it.
That is so dope.
And that rhythm thing that he played. And then when he do the talk box, we had him do it with the guitar on one track and with the mini moog on the other track, and do it in harmony. So you had the talk boxes before him, but you never had it in harmony. Peter Frampton had the biggest record in the world,
right?
With with a talk box.
Right.
Sly said you're supposed to bury the talk box after Peter Frampton did that shit. He said you're supposed to bury it. He said, but what y'all doing now with the harmony on it? Sound like a mellotron or something.
You went to the next level with it instead of burying it. You took it to the next level.
To the next level. Do it on guitar, do it with the mini moog, and do them in harmony.
Yeah.
Then it sounded not like a little cheap box, like a talk box. It sounded like one of these digital things nowadays.
Yeah, like auto-tune.
Like auto-tune, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the same concept to me, man. It's the same concept. It's the Roger concept.
Yeah. I mean, Sly did it to death. You can't even tell it.
Yeah.
He'd sing with the talk, and play the notes on the keyboard and just sing with it, and it sounded like it was on his voice.
Deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you've seen every method that there is. You've seen the whole shit go from From you seen the whole? Do you seen the whole wheel go from stone to whatever it's made of now, huh?
and they gonna get rid of the wheels now and gonna start, moving around, this
Yeah, we be
digital type
flying
thing.
next. Yeah, we about to be
Yes.
flying next.
Oh yes, and I'm here now. I'm ready for that.
Jet age.
Jet Age generation.
Jet age generation. That's what's up. You talking about it in 75, man. Goodness
Right.
gracious. So, all right. Well, let's real quick. Let's talk about your motion picture voiceover. You're a voiceover star now. You're a
Oh yeah, you talk about the trolls, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
King
Was
Quincy. Yeah,
yeah,
I've always wanted to do cartoons. Dope dogs. We've been doing that stuff for the longest. So I've been trying to get into animation, and so when they said um, King Quincy Disney, oh hell yeah, I'll do it. And Mary J. Blige's, you know, that was really nice. The whole crew,
I bet that had to have been a
Anderson
lot of fun.
Pack.
That had to have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really was. Well, you saw how much fun we had. We played the party for them.
Yeah, the party was dope, man. The party was dope. But
Wait till you hear the track that night. I got that track
oh
when we
yeah,
did the Chili Pepper song,
uh-huh,
"Give It Away,"
uh-huh. You got it?
and got that and jump around.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh man, that shit was hard. We was going in.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we was getting ready. We was starting the year off on the correct note, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they put a nice pause on us, but that's all right. Like I said, we gonna simmer on it. You know what I mean? We just gonna simmer some more, and we just
Yeah,
gonna
and
come
when
out.
we come out, we coming out.
We coming out more sweet, man. That's
You
right.
check it
That's
out.
right. And get your mask of P Funk, man. Go get you a mask. So I got my One
Okay.
Nation mask. Hold on, I think I got mine on me too. Where's mine at? you know I had
It's
to
that.
get I had to get the One Nation mask.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I got mine upside down. Hold up. There we
You
go.
cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So go get your mask
Like
of
I
P
said,
Funk.
I'm gonna be in DC on the 28th.
Uh-huh.
I'm I'm speaking at the March on Washington.
Oh, are you? I'm at
Yeah.
that. I'm at it.
Uh,
Oh shit.
no,
Okay, I'm
okay.
there.
No, be there. We gonna be jumping around, and there's One Nation under the groove. We got our sisters gonna be the vice president on
That's
that shit.
right. That's right, man. That's right. One Nation under groove, man. And Biden, Kamala, y'all better go vote. Go. I ain't gonna
Make
tell y'all
everybody
who to. I
come.
ain't gonna tell y'all who to vote for, Biden, Kamala. But whoever you go vote for, Biden, Kamala, make sure that you go vote.
For Biden and Kamala.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell y'all who to vote for though, Biden and Kamala. But yeah, because I can't do that. Man, I appreciate you joining me today, man. Hey, anything that you got going popping that you want to talk about, man? Talk about let's
Other than the checkout, we're gonna be do a Zoom. I don't know where they maybe see it. I'm gonna do an art show.
okay. Oh, hell yeah.
I'll update you. I'll update you. Let you know. I'm
I've been
doing
seeing you
my
painting with your shirt off and all this other shit. I
yeah,
said, look,
I got a pandemic series I've been painting.
I said he
You know.
taking this art, he taking this art shit serious in this quarantine, man. That's his next
Oh
shit, man.
man, I'm
When
loving. I
you
got a.
when
You
you
see me
paint
out in the
with
swimming pool?
uh-huh. That I said the whole scene that you got set up, the shirt off, the pool, it's all I'm like, oh, okay, he's serious. He getting ready to put out some masterpieces right quick.
Yeah. You see my. I've been painting bird houses. Look at
Oh
this. Take a
yeah.
look at this. Take a look at this.
Let me see what you got.
You see him?
Oh yeah, I do see. Can you get a little closer? They really kind of
Say, can
faint.
you get a
I
little
see.
closer? She gonna take you all the way over there.
Yeah, let's see the garden. Hey, Miss C is joining us today. Thank you for gracing my show with your presence.
He say,
Look at that. Yes, indeed. Okay. 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 They inspiring the next record that now we've talked about dogs. You even touched on cats. So I guess birds is the next one, right?
yeah, 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 yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I see y'all. Okay. Okay.
Hear
Yes,
that, right?
indeed. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, man. And so You look like you doing just fine. You lay low, man, and
I'm lay low.
yeah, you lay low and paint up some masterpieces, man, until we can get together and funk again, man.
Okay, man. Take care.
Yes, indeed. You too, man. Thank you for having me. Tell Miss C I said thank you for joining me as well. Thank you for showing your face.
Bye. Okay, that's enough.
There she is, Miss C, y'all. Yes, indeed. That's the queen, the king and the queen. Yes.
Yeah, that's
All right, man. Hey, you take care, man. And you come back and be on anytime you want, man. We can kick the fat anytime.
Oh, I'm gonna be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. We can kick it some more. Okay, man.
All right, man. One love.